Hello, this is Jack Lookman of jacksinspiration.com. Our goal is to empower and inspire generations. Today's topic is entrepreneurial signs and lessons. I shall basically share 3 experiences and possible lessons that one might derive from them. The third experience is very, very amusing and thought-provoking. First and foremost, who is an entrepreneur? Apart from creating new businesses, they are also innovators and sources of new ideas. The first story. As a secondary school student, while I was in a car, I was caught up in traffic. This was somewhere around 1975 to 1980. Yes, I'm an old man. Yes, I made a wish while I was in traffic that the car should just rise up and start flying and take me to my destination. This was a long time ago, but that was the thoughts that came in my mind. So indirectly, the idea was about a flying car, and that was part of what encouraged me into going into engineering, although I never fulfilled that dream. I did engineering, but I didn't fulfill the dream of designing a flying car, etc. But so many years later, this idea of a flying car is being explored. I've seen WhatsApp videos, etc., where people are designing flying cars and, it goes up and then flies. So this was an idea I had about sometime between 1975 and 1980 while I was in secondary school, or what you might want to call college. The second experience, recently I wrote books and I did a vlog on this channel. It was about Ajo, an app for Ajo. Some people call it Isusu and the other names. But the app, the video, the YouTube video I did, and I published it. This was some weeks back, maybe, or some months back. And I actually went a step ahead to do books on it. I did the ebook, I did a blog, and I did a paperback. If you check on my blog, www.jacksinspiration.com, you'll find the posts there. And if you go to amazon.com, you'll have access to the books or to the book on Ajo. So this was an idea for an app. It came to me, some time ago, but because of work, I didn't have the time and space to articulate the idea. But recently, I published my works. Now, this was just a business idea to me, and I was expecting that somebody else may take it further. Some people would have thought, "Oh, I'm crazy. What would this do to benefit you, etc." Others would suggest maybe I should spend my time wisely. I'm getting old, and you should be able to spend your time wisely. Well, the surprise is that someone later shared a news item. He shared it with me on WhatsApp. There were these entrepreneurs, maybe in America or wherever. They raised about $2 million to do this app, to develop it, etc. I think it was called seed funding, through crowdfunding. And they raised about $2 million just to actualize it. I had the idea, and I did as much as I could, and but they took it to the next level. Now the $2 million was to explore and execute the idea. Now the third experience, and this is the funny one. As a secondary school student, I was fortunate to have a scholarship. Now, in addition to other benefits, I was entitled to school lunch. I was a day student. Now, on my return home, I had my school lunch and I enjoyed it. And then I went back home because I was a day student. I wasn't in boarding house in secondary school. So on my return home as a day student, I was no longer entitled to the lunch. Normally in my home, lunch is a bit late. Mom, people have to go to work. Those who went to school had to, so lunch was a bit late. So, and I think it was a bit late. So I was no longer entitled to lunch. And this was for obvious reasons. I already had my lunch and there was no point in me having lunch again at home. So the challenge was that my homework, which I brought from school, I had to do it on the same dining table as my siblings who were eating. So they were eating their lunch. I was supposed to be doing my homework. Later on in life, I got to know that what I went through was called salivation. It was the process of me watching people eating and eating a delicious meal, and I'm not able to eat, and I was supposed to be doing my schoolwork. Now, what did I do? I devised a solution. Then I had 3 siblings. I created competition between them to see who will win by giving me the most out of their meal. So I devised competition. The fish, the meat, and the plantain, those were premium items. Things like rice, beans, and so on, they were not as premium, but the meat, the plantain, and the fish, those were premium items. For argument's sake, whereas fish, meat, and plantain may have 10 points, something like rice might have maybe 5 points, and something like beans, maybe 2 points, etc. Now, as one of them gave me a piece of meat, I would announce a big number of points. Oh, you don't have 10 points. Another would give me the plantain, and I say, oh, you're now leading, you have 15 points. And then, that one would become in the pole position. The third one wouldn't want to be left out. She would give me a big chunk of meat as well, a much bigger chunk of meat. Oh, you have 20 points. And that process continued and it continued and it continued. And they kept competing against each other. And this happened regularly, virtually on a daily basis. And I ended up being the happier. God forgive me, I was the happier. Those around in the house, they didn't understand. They expected me to be upset that I was not eating at home, etc. But I changed a negative into a positive. Now, what are the lessons? There are a few lessons I will mention, and I'm sure you'll be able to add to the list. First of all, when you have ideas, etc., make hay while the sun shines. It might not shine forever. Explore your dreams. Consult and seek help to actualize your dreams. If you're not able to do it alone, seek help and consult those who are good, who are knowledgeable in the field, and if necessary, you join venture, etc. But make hay while the sun shines. And like they say, where there is a will, there is a way. We all have individual gifts. Some might be the gift of, wisdom. Some may be the gift of making money. Some may be the gift of making things happen. We all have different gifts. So search for yours. Some don't find their gift. Some find it while they're young. Some find it in their middle age. Some find it when they're old. I'm sure you know the story of the KFC man. This is probably another story for another day. But the owner of KFC, he found his mission in his pensionable ages. And that was when he found his mission. And of course, KFC is more or less a household name, maybe worldwide. So search for your gift and then soar. The sky is the limit. Not everybody will be academically inclined. Not everybody will be good at technical work. Not everybody will be good at doing business. Individuals have their gifts. Some might have multiple gifts, but look for your gift and make the best of it. If you can't do it alone, consult and have your team. and collectively, do your thing. Now, we are sometimes part of the bigger puzzle. Seek those who could complete that puzzle for you. Sometimes, in my case, I'm good at generating ideas. I may or may not be good at executing, or maybe I haven't got time for it or whatever. But somebody else might take it from there and execute. Some other people might take it from there and market the product. And then collectively, we could share the money and the proceeds and the profits that come therefrom. So, sometimes we are just part of a bigger puzzle. Seek those who could complete it. You have family, you have friends, you have experts, etc. Complement each other and achieve a common aim. Now, another thing is to prepare yourself for opportunity. In my case, I know I have business ideas, etc. While I was working, I didn't have much time, space, and effort to be able to complete any of my ideas. But the ideas kept pouring and pouring. Just like some musicians, some of the top musicians, they keep getting ideas for music and so on. In some cases, some of them even go crazy because, it gets overwhelming. In my case, I'm not a musician, I'm not an artist, but I consider myself a creative. I do get business ideas from time to time. What did I do while I was a worker? When I didn't have much time, space, and energy, because of the rat race, etc. What I did when I got home or in my spare time, I documented my thoughts. Some of it was done on paper, which I carefully filed somewhere. Some of it was done through my digital devices, maybe the phone, maybe the tablet, computer, or whatever. But I made sure I kept documenting the ideas. Some people, when they have ideas, they don't document them. So it just comes in through one ear and gets out through the other ear. But the goodness of the idea is to document it. From time to time, you can improve on the idea. Sometimes you might have a raw idea. With daily life experiences, you might be able to improve on the idea. So you document the improvement. Sometimes you are out and about or you are watching TV and you might find additional value to your idea. You top up your writings or wherever you're documenting it. And what you're trying to do is to present yourself for opportunity. Opportunity may present itself anytime. It might be at a social gathering, a party, an event, or wherever. Ask yourself, if you are somebody with ideas, if you happen to meet some rich person or some investor or something like that, and you keep chatting and they ask you, what do you do, etc. Well, I work as a blah, 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 but I'm very gifted. I have lots of ideas. What are your ideas? The idea I have, because you haven't documented them, you need to prepare for that opportunity. It can present itself anytime. And when that opportunity comes, what you want to do is to grab it with both hands. It could make the difference between pain and gain. Now, also don't kill the dreams of anyone. Sometimes there may be young children, they might have crazy ideas, beautiful, lovely ideas. When I was growing up, when people had good ideas or things like that, they put them down. Are you okay? Have you had your medicine? Blah, blah, blah. To put them down and the idea dies. But one thing I've noticed, a lot of people who go through adversities especially, like they say, necessity is the mother of invention. When people go through difficulties, etc., most of the time they have a lot of ideas on how to improve things, etc. So don't kill the dreams of anyone. What may sound stupid today may be the big deal of tomorrow. So I don't want to bore you with too much information. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you found value in this video. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. My name again is Jack Lookman. Our blog is jacksinspiration.com. We have a Facebook group, Empowerment, Inspiration, and Support. And we have a few books, including the Agile book I mentioned. It's also on Amazon website. You can go to amazon.com, amazon.co.uk, etc. And if you search for Jack Lookman, you should be able to find it there. Our goal is to empower and inspire generations. Thank you very much. Carew.